Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
And a happy, wonderful Wednesday to everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome.
So, remember in our very first episode where we mentioned Rogers the Musical?
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye had just come out on Disney Plus. It was just after the holidays, and it was right around the new year. We're walking down through California Adventure by the Hyperion, and I said, how amazing would it be if they put Rogers the Musical here?
You did.
I did. I mean, again, we've got witnesses. This was my idea, y'all. I threw it out in the universe. The Disney gods, the Imagineers, they heard me. And just over a year later, they issue a casting call for Rogers the Musical, which was so cool.
They did.
So that got us thinking. And in the spirit of Walt Disney's famous quote that Disneyland will never be completed, it will continue to grow as long as there is imagination left in the world, this episode is all about reimagining different areas and attractions in Disneyland.
And I'm really excited. I think we've got some great ideas.
I am too. So we're lovingly calling this Disneyland Reimagined. Bear with us. I think there's some really cool things here. Mm-hmm. And honestly, you just have to accept that. We started with this quote for a reason, because there's been so many rides that have been reimagined and replaced over the years. Mm-hmm. These are just some of our ideas that we're going to throw out there for you today. So I think this will be good. I'm excited.
Me too. Let's kick it off. We decided to start in Disney California Adventure because that's where Rogers the Musical is.
Exactly. That's where we got the inspiration.
Correct. And I think we have to note that a lot has changed over the years. Mm-hmm. So we had Bugs Land. That's now Avengers Campus.
Yep.
We now have Cars Land. You had Paradise Pier, which is now Pixar Pier. You had Pacific Wharf, which is now San Francisco.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes to that park since they opened it.
And a lot of changes that are more Disney-fied.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, very good point. A lot more Disney theming throughout that
Correct.
Park, for sure.
So maybe just a coincidence, but that kind of hints at what a lot of our ideas are going to do.
It does. Yeah.
So I think if we start over in Hollywoodland.
Let's do it. So, I need you to bear with me here because, we have that main street that goes down. You're in Hollywood, but you also have that over in Florida in Walt Disney World in Hollywood Studios. Mm-hmm. This works over there, being Sunset Boulevard, the opposite coast. Why not do that same thing over here in California? Change it to be Broadway in New York City. Mm-hmm. Okay? So you're right on the backside of Avengers Campus. You could totally make this main street down the middle be New York City-esque, because there's so much in the Avengers universe that happens in New York City.
It does.
Avengers Campus is in upstate New York. This would allow you to have Rogers be a permanent stay and stage show there at the Hyperion or Broadway, if you will. You're already serving hot dogs at Award Wieners.
Yeah.
That alone is a sign. But, if you think about it, Spider-Man, for example, it all happens in New York City. Mm-hmm. And you could add some elements from the Spider-Man films, whether that's the Daily Bugle or the Deli or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking you could have a Doctor Strange ride.
That would be legit.
Right? So cool.
Legit.
Especially with his cosmic power, so many things you could do on that attraction. And you could totally build the Sanctum Sanctorum, where the Hollywood backlot stage is.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, because there's so many different things you could plug in there.
Oh, yeah.
I would love it. They even have that water tower there, for example. Why not make that Avengers Tower, a mini Stark Tower, Avengers Tower? That'd be so cool.
They have a Lego Avengers Tower, so.
They do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's just bring it to the park.
Yep.
And we have read that there will be a new attraction coming to Avengers Campus with King Thanos and the multiverse and stuff. Mm-hmm. You could honestly put that where Stage 17 and Monsters, Inc. are at now.
You could. Now, we did read that they are going to put that in Avengers Campus.
Right.
So we're not sure where that would be, but I agree that you would have that area to put that ride.
I mean, there's a lot of space back there that you could do a lot with it, and where they had that Avengers themed store for so long until they opened up the Avengers Vault. I mean, you could easily transform that into an attraction.
Yeah, you absolutely could. You could. But I can counter with something.
Okay.
All right. So again, bear with me, but I think that you need something that isn't Marvel, because everybody is not big Marvel fans like we are.
It's true.
So I have an idea, something that would fit with the Broadway theme.
Okay.
And you could put it where Stage 17 and Monsters, Inc. is.
Okay.
But I think you bring the Great Movie Ride
Ooh.
to Disney California Adventure with kind of a different twist. And let me explain.
Okay.
So really quickly, the Great Movie Ride, it closed in 2017. And I was actually never on this ride. I had been to Disney. Surprisingly, I had somehow never been to Hollywood Studios.
Okay, so this is more of a Walt Disney World attraction.
It is, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It is in Hollywood. It was in Hollywood Studios, where Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is now.
Oh, yes, in the Chinese theater.
Correct. And
okay, I'm with you now. Yep.
people loved this ride. And I didn't really understand certain aspects to the ride, so I had to look it up. I had to look up some facts. So it says that in the ride, you recreated iconic scenes from 12 films throughout history.
Okay.
And in reading a couple other articles, it seems like Disney wanted something new, something more innovative, and it just wasn't keeping up with technology, which is why the ride closed.
Gotcha.
So I think you could update it, but put a Broadway spin.
Oh, I like this. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm following you now. I'm with you.
Instead of having iconic scenes in the ride, I think you showcase iconic Disney songs, which again keeps up with the Broadway theme.
Okay.
Things that came to my mind right away, some songs that came to my mind, is Frozen, Let It Go.
Yes, of course.
Beauty and the Beast, Be Our Guest.
That would be fun.
Aladdin, Friend Like Me.
Love it.
And Lion King, Hakuna Matata.
Nice.
And the reason that those songs came to my mind right away is because those 4 shows are on Broadway right now.
Yes, they are.
So,
okay.
And I'm not sure how you would do the ride exactly, but it seemed like in the Great Movie Ride, there was some cast member interaction. They would kind of get off the ride vehicle to go do some things in those different movie scenes.
That's really cool.
So why couldn't you have some live performances there during that ride itself?
Well, and Disney has so many talented actors, actresses, performers. I mean, I'm sure that they could bring together some of those people. And yeah, I mean, this is a legit idea. This is cool, because you're right. There are a lot of people still to this day who lament the retirement of the Great Movie Ride, and now you could totally bring it back again. That would be fun.
You absolutely could. So then you could pick an additional 8 more songs or movies to come up with your 12 iconic songs. But that also made me think this would be a great list for us, a top 10 list. Our top 10 most iconic Disney songs. I don't know that we've done that one.
I don't think we have.
But that would be a really good, not our favorite songs.
That would be good. That would be
most
tough.
iconic songs. Yeah, because there's a difference between your favorite and iconic. But anyway.
And I like that Disney has established itself as a very big player on Broadway. Some of their Broadway shows are absolutely outstanding.
Yeah. So then, again, I had never been on Great Movie Ride, so I had to look at some YouTube videos. But it seemed like at the end of Great Movie Ride, they showed the Hollywood sign. So I think you could easily reimagine that into the New York skyline, or showing a Broadway theater sign with all the glowing lights. I think it would be pretty awesome. So I'm just saying, Uncle Bob, Cousin Josh, if you're listening, great idea for you. It's free. Putting it out into the universe.
There it is.
For you.
There it is. You've done all the heavy lifting. The Imagineers just need to take it from here and make it happen.
It'd be awesome.
So good. I mean, again, Avengers Campus is really cool. There's not a lot I would change there, other than let's get the trees to grow a little taller, a little faster, so we can get a little more shade.
Yeah.
Cars Land is incredible. I mean,
there's not a single thing I would change in Cars Land.
I don't think so either. And that, I still remember the day I stepped into Cars Land for the very first time. I felt just magical, to see that come to life. And so that was really cool. But let's go over by the Paradise Gardens Park area. Okay. I really think this area could use an update. And honestly,
agree.
I don't think a ton of people go over there.
Mm-mm.
I know when we typically go, we get down to Toy Story Mania, which I have a love-hate relationship with because I rarely ever win. But then we usually turn around and start coming back the other direction. So I think you kind of need something new that would pull people over there. You've got Paradise Grill and Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta over there. I don't know that I've ever eaten there.
Not that I can remember, no.
And honestly, as we were kind of looking through the map, doing some preparations for this episode, I kind of had to stop and be like, wait, what is over there? Which is terrible. I'm embarrassed about it, but we just really haven't spent a lot of time there. But if you needed some ideas to give it a little update, a little new pixie dust, I think that you have 2 already existing dining options that you could copy and paste and bring over to Disney California Adventure from Hollywood Studios and Toy Story Land, because Toy Story Land also is another one of those you walk in the first time and it hits you about like, this is incredible. Anyway, Roundup Rodeo Barbecue and or Woody's Lunchbox, both 2 of my favorite places to eat.
Yeah, both places I still dream about. The food is so good.
No, it's so good.
Yeah.
And you don't have any barbecue places really over here.
You don't. You have Bengal barbecue in Disneyland, but that's not the same thing.
It's not
that's
the same.
all like skewers. It's not traditional like barbecue food.
Correct. So I think Roundup Rodeo Barbecue would be perfect there. And I mean, this would be really, really cool because you could make it either table service or quick service, I think.
No, I agree. I think you absolutely could.
Yeah, and it just makes sense, honestly, because you have that whole Pixar theme. Why not just take it the rest of the way around the pier? And yeah, I just think it would be so perfect there. I would just love it. Perfect fit.
Yeah, well, and I like your thought about the table service because it is table service in Hollywood Studios right now, but I think you also could make it a quick service option. You could easily put together meals, put together a menu, and people just order a meal versus sitting down.
Well, and if you were to do a table service, I think it would be really cool to do some character dining as well. I mean, you could have Woody, Jessie, Buzz, all the characters just stroll through. And for those that have not eaten in Roundup Rodeo, we don't want to like spoil part of the experience, but if you have been there and you know about Andy, just having the characters as well would be such an incredible touch.
Our kids,
it's so fun.
Yeah, and our kids loved it. I mean, they had such a good time. The theming is great. The food's great. So yeah, I think bring it on over. Yeah, and Woody's Lunchbox, there's your more affordable meal option, and those grilled cheese sandwiches. Even the gluten-free option. Oh, so exquisite. Great. So good. Yeah. If you're going, go eat one for us. If you haven't been, do yourself a favor. Go have a grilled cheese with us. Yeah. So moving right across the way there, you have Goofy Sky School. And that's one that I think we could reimagine to Ratatouille. So Ratatouille kind of keeps with the Pixar theme. Yep. Paris doesn't exactly match the pier or Paradise Gardens Park, but we could let the Imagineers figure that out. Okay. So as you enter the line, you walk under a water tower, so you could easily make that the Eiffel Tower. Ooh, nice. Yeah, for sure. In the queue, you have Sky School posters. I think you could easily turn those into like food posters or food critic posters. Nice. I think it could work. That's a fun idea. I like that a lot. Yeah. You could change the ride vehicles that are little airplanes. You could easily change those into rats. And throughout the ride, you have the clouds, which again, you could turn those into food and kind of make the ride seem like the rat is being chased by Chef Skinner through Gusteau's kitchen. I love that. And I think with the addition of Ratatouille and Remy over in Epcot, it's been a huge success. They've got it in Disneyland Paris. Why not add a Ratatouille element here in California Adventure? Yeah, like, that would be so much fun. I think that would be just a huge win. But I also have an idea there too, because I wrote this down on my list as something that I wanted to take over. I want to do Up. And I think that would be amazing.
Right?
It would be so good.
I mean, so many people love Up, and yes, you have the characters over in Animal Kingdom, but it doesn't really have an attraction or experience, and I think that we're doing it an injustice because it would be so much fun. So, you know, you're in Paradise Gardens Park anyway.
Paradise.
Add Paradise Falls.
Yep.
It's Pixar theme. Instead of the water tower, you make that the Up house. So,
Of
like,
course,
you
yeah.
could literally walk underneath it. You have the balloons up there giving it the illusion that the house is floating, like it's suspended. And then you could even, like, tie it off to the ground with the hose, right? So are you visualizing this with me?
Yep.
And then in the queue, you've got the posters. Those could be all of Charles Muntz's accomplishments that Carl and Ellie grew up idolizing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be fun. Ride vehicles. So this is the part that I might need some of the Imagineers' help, but I kind of envision that this ride would be something around the theme of, like, Doug Saves the Day. Like, maybe
awesome,
you're
yeah.
riding in a little Doug car. Doug is the narrator, so you're hearing and seeing his thoughts as he's, like, cruising around the track trying to avoid and escape Muntz's dogs. And then, you know, he's just trying to save Kevin, Mr. Fredrickson, Russell, something along those lines. But I mean, like, even Doug Days on Disney Plus has been so fun, so
Super cute. Yep.
If you want to go that route, bring some squirrels in, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would just be such a hit.
No, that is so cute. I actually think I like your Up idea more than Ratatouille. Yes. And I think the Up just fits better if it's with, like, the Paradise Garden theme more.
I mean, again,
but
Paradise Falls.
Yeah, no, it literally
it's
has
already there.
Paradise in the name.
Imagineers,
Yeah.
just let's do this thing. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I think the last thing in the Paradise Gardens park area, right across from Goofy's Sky School, is the Jumpin' Jellyfish.
Yes, okay.
And honestly, what makes sense is to change that to Nemo.
Well, yeah, jellyfish.
Yeah, you can keep the jellyfish and really just add some more reimagining, some more retheming from Finding Nemo characters.
Okay.
Super easy.
It is super easy. I like it, but I think you could even take it a step further.
Okay.
Make it Toy Story themed. Instead of, like, jellyfish, make them parachutes and you could be, like, the little green men or something. Like, I think that would be super fun because that's such an iconic moment from the original Toy Story where they jump off from the second story, parachutes come out, you know, so you can kind of feel like you're parachuting with them.
Yeah, well, that ride exists in Disneyland Paris.
Oh, see? Well, there you go.
So, yeah, you could just bring it on over. But back to your point, if you made or if you brought Woody's lunchbox or Roundup Rodeo barbecue over, it would kind of match.
It all ties together.
Yeah, because they're right across from each other.
No, see, it just works. I think either one of those would be great. The one thing about Nemo, I would say, is that you do already have Nemo across the way in Disneyland. So maybe
that's true. You do.
The Toy Soldiers would be a nice touch.
Yeah. No, we've got some great ideas.
We do.
But we're still going.
Yeah, we're just getting started, people.
We really are.
Buckle up. We've got some bangers.
We are. So I think one of the last things in Disney California Adventure is you have Sonoma Terrace and Wine Country Trattoria.
Yes.
I really hope I'm saying that right.
Sounds right to me.
Okay, we'll go with it. I think that you could retheme that to Casita from Encanto. But I am embarrassed to say that I've never actually eaten here, and I just don't think we've ever made it a priority.
Well, because there's always Pym Test Kitchen, and that's kind of our favorite place.
It's our go-to, yeah.
But
so we've just never eaten there.
Oh.
But I think you make it Casita.
Yes.
It has the tile floors. It has the wood beams. It already has the arches.
It's perfect.
The barrel roof tiles, I think is what they call it.
Correct.
It's a no-brainer. Like, why would you not reimagine that?
It would be such an easy reimagine. It's already, like, over halfway there. It's 3/4 of the way there. Like, I love that idea. It would be so easy to turn that into, like, a Colombian hacienda. You've got Casita. You could do, like, Colombian food.
Yeah, and I feel bad. Like, I don't want to take away from the Napa, California vibe because it is Disney California Adventure. So I don't want to take that Napa feel away.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to retheme it and make it more Disney-esque, Casita all the way.
That definitely would be the way to go. And Yeah, I see what you're saying. I just think that's such an amazing idea. And with Encanto being so popular and a chance to bring a whole new culture to that area as well, like with the Colombian spirit, that would be amazing. And then plus you could get arepas.
Yeah, your Colombian food.
You're healed. It would be a natural rejuvenation treat as you walk around the park.
It's true. It's true. Okay, so I think the last idea that we had for Disney California Adventure, and this one is a little out there. And again, when we were going over the list and prepping for this episode, this one was kind of out there. But anyway, so stay with us. But because of circumstances, like I had never been on Soarin' California Adventure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it was always soaring around the world.
Yeah.
It'd been a while.
My first time on Soarin' over California, believe it or not, was in Walt Disney World back in January because they brought it over for the Disney 100.
Right.
So they brought it to Epcot. So that was my first time on it. Then they brought it to Food and Wine in Disneyland. Right. So it's actually been a while since I've been on normal Soarin', but that's besides the point. So I do enjoy Soarin' over California. However, it is. However, the video quality isn't as crisp and clear as I would like it.
Yeah, that is a very good point. I think because we had become accustomed to soaring around the world, when you went back to soaring over California, you can see that technology has come a long way since that was created.
Yeah, and I can get some motion sickness when it comes to like 3D or 4D rides. So that scene of downtown LA traffic, it definitely got me. I had to close my eyes. I was like, ooh, I cannot watch this.
Okay, so what are you doing with it?
Yeah, so two things with this. First, I think you really need to remake Soarin' over California. Just update it. You know, just get some new video. Yeah. Edit that so it's more crisp and more clear.
Yeah, you could even keep the same scenes and stuff, but just to film it again or make it again. Yeah.
Correct. But then I kind of had this idea, and I wasn't exactly sure where to go with it, but you could do like a Soarin' through Disney cinema.
Ooh.
And I don't want to take away from Disney's PhilharMagic because I love that show. It's probably a top 5 show for me,
and it's literally just up the street.
Correct. Love it. But I think you could focus on some live action movies, some live action cinema.
Okay, so not like PhilharMagic focuses on the animated side.
Correct.
And now you're saying you could do more live action features. Okay.
Yeah, and again, I said, stay with me. It's not the best idea, but you could kind of fly through like an Avengers scene. I know we love Avengers, and I know we've mentioned it a lot, but you could fly with Spider-Man as he's like swinging over the city, or you could do the Battle of New York in Avengers where you're kind of flying from like superhero to superhero.
That would be awesome.
So that's one idea. Another idea is...
So with that one, you could even have like the smell element to it. So like the burning or maybe like the dust from collapsed buildings or something, just to like add to the senses and the experience.
Correct. No, you absolutely could. No, that's a great smell. Another idea that I had was pirates. Yes, so you could do a battle. Pirates. Yep, you could do a battle at sea, kind of with the cannonballs flying past you.
Stop. And that would be legit.
And you could bring the Pirates of the Caribbean water smell. I don't know how they do it, but if you did that, if you could bring that over,
I would ride that all day. I love that smell. If they made that a cologne, I would wear it all the time.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know you would. The last idea that I had for live action is like Maleficent, the movie with Angelina Jolie. Yeah.
Stop.
That it would be amazing. So you could soar through the air like with Maleficent.
That would be cool.
Flying over her kingdom.
I love that idea. I never would have thought of that. That's really cool. And again, as we talk through this, I wrote down a couple of things as well, because you did go through and you remade a lot of the classic animated features. One of those that I thought would be really fun to do in a Soarin' element would be Alice in Wonderland. Mm-hmm. And you could be flying through like the Queen's Garden and you get the roses smell.
That would be awesome.
Would be fun.
Yeah.
I know this is more of holiday specific, but Hocus Pocus.
Oh, when they're on like the brooms?
Yes. Yeah. So you can ride with the Sanderson sisters through Salem. Yeah. Or, I mean, even the Tron ride. Where you're just following the light cycles, like that might even be cool to kind of like follow along and stuff. So yeah, I think there could be something there.
Yeah, no, so that's kind of our ideas for Disney California Adventure. Let us know what you think about those.
Yeah.
But moving on, I think let's move over to Disneyland.
Let's go. And for those of you who are Disneyland lovers like me, you just walk across the plaza.
Which is great. Park hopping in Disney is great.
It's elite.
Yeah,
it is elite. Okay, what do you got?
So the first place that comes to my mind when I think about retheming for Disneyland specifically is Tomorrowland.
Okay.
And I think Tomorrowland could receive an update soon. So Tokyo Disneyland is getting a new Space Mountain. I think it closes in 2024 and will reopen in 2027.
That's a huge update then.
It's a huge update. So I think that's a sign that the Imagineers are already kind of working about Tomorrowland and how they could update all Tomorrowlands.
Okay.
But I had an idea.
All right.
So this would be in Autopia. You could just retheme it. You keep it exactly the same, keep the same track, but just retheme it to Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
Like, just update the cars and make it more Wreck-It Ralph and just add some theming and characters in the ride itself.
No, that is cool. That's a fun way to take a classic and special iconic ride and just give it a more modern facelift. I don't know, just make it more relevant to what today's generation could connect with, which, I mean, Wreck-It Ralph, that whole video game racing element was a big part of the movie for Penelope. So
yeah, well, and that was my thought behind that is in the movie there is a race, and obviously these cars you can't race, you can only go so fast, and you can't bump the car in front of you and stuff. So you couldn't make it a race, but you could still make it like you are racing in the game.
Or you could have Penelope giving you like driving lessons and instructions.
There you go.
So like teaching you how to be a racer. That would be cool.
That would be really cute.
See, I did think of Autopia. I will admit that I thought about just getting rid of it completely because that was such a huge space that you would have so much to do with. But then I thought the monorail runs through there and the train is right there. So I don't think that you can really get rid of it. Plus, I think people would probably be up in arms because there's so many people who love that area so much. But I think that your solution is phenomenal. So I'm going to go with that. But what is also over in Tomorrowland that I was thinking about was Star Wars Launch Bay.
Yeah.
So prior to them opening up Galaxy's Edge, and even also prior to them opening up Avengers Campus, you had Avengers HQ that was on the upper level. That was so cool for anybody who went there. I mean, you had like Tony Stark's Hall of Armored Suits in there, which was rad. You could meet Spider-Man, you could meet Thor. They had a bunch of, like movie props. It was super cool. And then you go downstairs and you've got all of those Star Wars props, and you had a really cool shop where you could buy a bunch of cool Star Wars costuming and other things. It was just awesome. But now we have both of those lands.
Yeah, you just don't need it anymore.
You don't. And I don't want this idea to come up flat, but I don't know what you put there. All I'm saying is I just don't know that we need it, and you've got a big building space. Yeah. Why not put in a brand new attraction or something there?
Yeah.
I think it's just...
I would agree.
Yeah. So Imagineers, if you need a project, something for the summer interns, say, hey...
Summer interns.
How would you reimagine this building right here?
Yeah. So moving over to Frontierland, you have, and once again, I really hope I'm pronouncing this right, but it's Rancho del Zocalo, I believe is how you say it. The food there, you and I ate there actually recently over the last couple months, and the food there was just okay.
I felt like it was good, but...
It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, and I was, I don't know, I think I was just wanting something a little more.
Yeah, so I have an idea.
Okay.
So this is, again, something that you could copy and paste from Walt Disney World in Magic Kingdom.
Are you going to say what I think you're going to say?
You could do Pecos Bill, Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. So for those who don't know, that's kind of like an Old West saloon. So it fits right in because you have the shooting range game that's right next door. And then you have like the Westward Ho pin shop that's like
Right.
2 stores down or 2 spaces down.
And that's the food that I wanted.
Exactly.
When we went to Rancho, I wanted Pecos Bill.
Exactly. But here's why I'm saying to bring it to Disneyland.
Okay.
Is because I think, and this rumor I think has been going around on social media and all the different like Disney people, Disney fans, but I think that they are going to retheme Pecos into a Tiana themed restaurant.
Ooh,
so if they
yeah.
do that, why not just bring Pecos Bill over to Disneyland?
That's true. I actually really, really love that idea because it just makes so much sense where, again, Tiana's Bayou Adventure is right there. It's literally across the walkway.
Yeah.
If you're going to take Tiana's restaurant to Disney World, that's where it's going to be. I don't want to lose Pecos Bill. I crave it every time we're in Disneyland anyway. So yes, let's just pick it up and drop it right here.
Yeah.
That would be so great.
Yeah. So that's my idea.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm right there with you. I think that would be fantastic. Since we're in Frontierland, let's just walk over to Adventureland right next door. And bear with me because I know they just completed this reimagining project. Like, they just finished it. But the Adventureland treehouse inspired by Disney's Swiss Family Robinson,
Yeah.
they could have totally made it into Antonio's room from Encanto.
You and I talk about this all the time, and I just like, I think if there's one like missed opportunity that Disney had, that was it.
It was.
Like, I get mad at the Imagineers. I'm like, why did you not think of this? Like, I don't understand.
Well, and again, I think this is kind of a cool time to talk about this, especially when it comes to Disneyland, because that is the original. That is the one that Walt built. And I think it's a fine line that you have to walk as an Imagineer to hold on to the legacy and, you know, the original creations of Walt Disney while also providing some updates and bringing it up to speed in the times and connecting with your modern guests and families.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably why they leaned into this.
Yeah, and I can understand that.
But
exactly,
we're going to talk about it because this is what we do. And again, it is cool. It is very cool. And I even heard someone say the last time we were in Disneyland is we were like looking for unique places to watch the fireworks. One of the cast members recommended climbing up into the treehouse and watching it from there.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't, but I kind of want to. And that would be cool. And like the ostrich, some of the other elements to it, like the Imagineers did a phenomenal job with it.
They did.
All we're saying is, like, if you look at pictures from, you know, Antonio's room or if you watch the movie, like, his bed is literally in a tree. His whole room is a jungle and tree house, which is right there with Indiana Jones. You could incorporate all the animals and the birds and just really some fun interactive elements that children would love because it's a kid's room.
Yeah.
So it would have been so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. So again, Imagineers, we love you. We respect you. It just could have been. It could have been something.
Yeah,
more.
it like you said, it's great, and I understand that fine line. But Antonio's room.
That would have been fun.
Please. Come on.
Would have been fun.
But anyway, so moving across the park over to Critter Country, I think this is the last idea I think that we have.
Right.
Is Hungry Bear Restaurant.
Yeah.
So this is already a great restaurant, and I'm not saying that it has to change, but since we're talking about what could be, what if you turned it into more of a Brave themed dining experience? Because because Brave still has the bears with the elements of her mom and her 3 brothers that turned into bears.
Totally.
So I think you could keep everything the same. You could keep the tables, you could keep the chairs. The outside doesn't really have to change too much. All I'm saying is to refresh it, update the sign, just bring some other small Brave bear essentially elements into it. And the reason that I think it could use like a reimagine update is because once again, you have Tiana's Bayou Adventure that's going to finish. That area is going to become super, super popular here in a couple months when it opens. So you're going to have people that are going to wait those 2-3 hours in line. They're going to get hungry. They're going to need a drink.
It's the closest place to grab something.
That is your closest place. So I think if you could retheme that or update it and bring like some Brave elements into it, I think it would be cool.
That would be cool. And a couple thoughts with that. I mean, Merida I think is kind of an underrated princess that you don't see a lot of her presence in the park.
You don't.
But it would be really fun to do. I know that it's Scotland, and that part of the park is kind of has more of a Western, outdoorsy, frontier theme.
Correct, but that's exactly why you would just keep with the bears versus like Brave itself.
So I think that Brave is a more popular answer, but you also have Brother Bear. And you could bring Brother Bear into it as well. Maybe you go there and you add a couple moose to it, and boom, you just reimagined the restaurant, kept everything the same like you said. But you have some options. I know Brother Bear wasn't the most popular animated film, but it was great. And that one would line up a lot more with kind of that Western outdoorsy theme in that part of the park. So
yeah, for sure.
I love the idea, though. I think it's definitely timely, and I think it would really hit. So I don't know. I think this was fun. I enjoyed thinking of it, talking about it. I would love to hear other people's ideas for this. And again, we have no idea as far as the scale or scope of all this work, the budget that was required to do all of this, the structural integrity that would have to be kept in mind as you're rebuilding it. But that's why we love Disney, is because they keep reimagining things. Yeah. So, but before we end this episode, keeping in the spirit of reimagining Disneyland, it's time for Beyond the Churro.
Beyond the Churro.
So in this little featured segment, we like to talk about some of our favorite Disney treats or other fun things to snack on as you get to the parks. Beyond my personal favorite, the churro. So trying to branch out, tell you some other options for you. So we mentioned this earlier, but the Imagineers just reimagined San Francisco. And with that, they brought in some new dining options.
They did.
One of which is the Baymax bread that you can get at Aunt Cass's Cafe, or Aunt Cass Cafe. So what this is, it's a sourdough roll shaped just like Baymax. Got a nice chubby little belly full of bread. And I think they're chocolate chip eyes.
Yeah, we're not really sure. And we had heard somebody say chocolate chip, and I was like, there's no way. So next time we're in Disneyland, we'll have to get this again and investigate.
We'll find out. We'll get back to you on that. But their way.
My gosh.
It's delicious. Here's my one recommendation, though. Okay. Because, I mean, this is a hearty sourdough roll.
Yeah.
Get me some dipping sauce. Like, if I had something to dip it in, that would have taken it next level. It does come with a couple little butter packets.
Yeah.
But, like, just think about this. If you could be dipping Baymax in some marinara, and one, it would taste even better, and two, it would, like, match his battle armor. It would be perfect.
No, that's true. So I have a couple thoughts. So the first thing is, I'm not sure where you're going to get marinara sauce, because marinara doesn't really fit into San Francisco Square.
This is fair, but we've got to have something to do with all that Italian sauce from the reimagined restaurant that we're turning into Casita. So we'll just put it over there.
That's true. That's true. And two, so again, I have a gluten sensitivity, but I did have a bite of the sourdough bread. And I mean, it's sourdough, but like it was a little tough, I think, for me. So I agree that if you had some kind of dipping sauce or just something,
even soup, like if it came with like a cream based soup,
again, just trying to keep on theme with San Francisco Square. But I agree, it needs a little something else.
Or I could just use my leftover cheese dipping sauce for my Mickey pretzel for Baymax.
There you go.
That would be so Gouda.
Okay. Well, anyway. So before we head out, we have an additional treat for you, as this episode has an after hours event.
It does.
So head on over to our Patreon for an exclusive episode on Rogers the Musical. So again, we love Rogers.
We did.
So
Such a fun show.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about how much we love the show, why we think it needs to come back and stay permanently.
Absolutely.
And then we purchased the premiere viewing experience, so we're going to kind of talk about how that worked. That way, if they ever bring it back, then you've got all the tips and tricks on how that works.
Yeah, totally. And you know what was really fun with that is we did get to see it multiple times, so we can tell you kind of the differences between the two, but y'all, that show was outstanding. It fit the area. It was super fun. But, you know, again, we'll We'll hope that it comes back, but either way, we want to talk about it. So that'll be our after hours event. Hope you guys swing over to Patreon and check it out. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for today's episode. So thank you for listening. And until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.